Welcome, everyone. Today I'll be talking to Dejan Pralica. Dejan is the co-founder of Soul exclusive membership community that helps its members to find other true sneakerheads, collectors, and enthusiasts, providing them with the right tools and resources to purchase the products they want for retail. Dejan, welcome to the Membership Maker podcast.
Thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
Yeah. Being a community-led company is a proven way to increase the lifetime value of members. What's your advice on creating a thriving niche community?
Start with that and be honest that that's what you're trying to build. I think a lot of people come into it trying to insert community into their membership or to their brand or their company, and I think people have a really good BS meter these days. It can come off inauthentic, and again, like your driving motivation behind that is not, I want to make something great for my community. It is revenue based, and you're thinking, hey, let's add community to this, and everyone's going to love us. Think about the foundation of your company, your membership, your website, whatever you're doing from the lens of how do I foster community from the very beginning. And if that's the way you're thinking about things, you're inherently going to make the right decisions that's going to benefit you and the community, build that brand loyalty, build that equity with them, and have them stick around long term because they feel like they're invested in whatever that you are doing or building.
Yeah, I think a lot of folks also underestimate how much work it is to actually create a real thriving community. It doesn't just auto magically happen because you have a community forum available, right? So could you talk a little bit about how you sort of, I guess, let's say, created the kindling for the community and got it going?
Yeah, it took us almost 16 months to figure out the formula. And I don't know if it's something where we could say, hey, here's the blueprint PDF guide for how to make a perfect community. Again, because every space is different, every person is different. Community building is genuinely touching the heartstrings of someone else on the other side of the screen, right? So you have to be adaptable to those situations. But for us, it was really, again, like every decision we made, we thought about how is it going to feel for one of our customers if I told them this, and if my initial reaction was like, ugh, they might be mad. That's how you ruin community, right? Because you're not thinking about them first. So a lot of it was just iterating engagement and encouraging engagement and, allowing people to feel like they were truly a part of it versus paying for it, right? Yes, everyone understands they're paying for it, but community needs to be really equal, and that playing field needs to be level for everyone involved. Because if you don't, then it starts to, there's micro fractions or groups, or it becomes a little elitist. You kind of get the, I'll say the Twitter problem. If you're an average person, you don't have much incentive to be active on Twitter because who's going to read your tweets, right? So, one thing that we never will do and plan to do is have a follower account within our community, or you can follow this person. You're in the community, you follow everyone. We specifically do our communities in cohorts, so it's a little bit different. It's not going to be 40, 50,000 people in one chat, but that's generally the kind of the idea for us.
Could you give an example of how you sort of encouraged engagement? Like you said, like you were trying to really get folks to engage and participate, what you actually did specifically?
Yeah, so we were starting the conversations we wanted to see them start. And we were doing that consistently. So, for example, sneakers and upcoming releases, we would post every upcoming release. Early on, heavily. We'd post all of them so everyone would see them coming, and that would start the conversation. And then we started to peel that back a little bit. For 1 week, we'd post less. And then some people would fill the voids because they would notice that, hey, they didn't post this thing that I saw and no one else is talking about it. Let me post it. To the point where most of our channels, we don't actually comment at all or participate. We just let the community create the threads, the stories, and interact with themselves. And then we go and participate what they've started versus us starting the conversation. I think that's very important in community building, is that if they're not talking without you, you just kind of have a newsletter where people are reading what you say. They need to start those conversations, and they need to have them on their own with or without you at all times of the day on different types of subjects.
I think that's a clever idea of, hey, let's post a topic we want folks. And then eventually we start clawing back how frequently we're posting about it. That's an interesting strategy. I don't know if I've actually heard that one before. I like it though. Were you concerned at all though that if you didn't post, no one would post? Like if you, like in the beginning, right? Like if you did, let's say 1 week of like, all right, here are the sneaker releases this week, and then the next week you said, I'm not going to do it at all, and let's see if anyone posts. That'd be maybe too soon to do that, right?
Yeah,
Like
you
I need to
have
kind
to.
of gauge.
Yeah, you have to transition, and again, it's not like it's going to work foolproof every time. You have to adjust. There might be a day where it works great and everyone does the posting, and the next day people are busy, right? It depends on the volume count of memberships. We've been growing consistently, so we have the luxury of knowing, currently we're signing up 40, 50 members a day. So any community that we do have has a new lifeline of people joining and participating. Um, but yeah, you definitely have to ease people into it. You can't take them cold turkey into being the community that it is.
Thanks for taking the time to talk with us, Dion. We really appreciate it. Would you like to share
Um,
any resources or recommendations for folks trying to learn more about Soul Savvy?
yeah, I mean, please check us out on soulsavvy.com with one V, savvy.com. It's spelt wrong on purpose because when we did this, you couldn't get the two V's in the domain name, and why not? So check us out, soulsavvy.com. The same thing on social Instagram. And if you're a sneakerhead casual or experienced, definitely give us a look.